Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Luxor. So, I have a cold again, so if I sound weird, that's why. I feel a sneeze coming on, but it's like, it's stuck. It's being stubborn. So, just when it happens, I guess. How are all of you guys doing today? You guys doing good? Hope so. Hope you guys are happy. Hope you guys are healthy. Hope everyone's having a great day. And that there's good vibes all around. So on this beautiful Monday afternoon, hope you guys are up to something fun. Me, I got some laundry after this video. But hey, it's good to be productive. You know, stuff's gotta get done. Yeah, I may be sick, but it's not going to stop me from taking these bugs out. You invade the Holy Land of Egypt? I don't think so, Buster. Take these balls, take them back to where they came from. So, I have a story about the drive-thru, yet again. So, it was 3 teenagers, all in a lifted pickup truck. For some reason, it's always the lifted pickup trucks that cause the most trouble. I don't know why, but I just noticed a pattern. But really, the main antagonist of Season 1 here is the kid in the back seat, Dylan. For some reason, Dylan seems to be like the quintessential troublemaker teenage boy name. Like, oh, Dylan, you'd better sit down and behave, or else I'm gonna get the paddle. Like, everybody has dealt with a Dylan at some point or another. A delinquent, if you will. So the 2 kids up front and Dylan, they get to the speaker and they start being goofy. They start shouting nonsense and making jokes, like... Now, they did eventually order food, but they just wanted to mess around and be goofy. Now, this isn't the first time this has happened. It's happened quite a few times. But I always just kind of... As long as it doesn't go on for too long, I always just kind of let it go. Because it's not that big of a deal. And, you know, if you give them that, like, negative attention, like, hey, cut that out, like, they're teenagers. Like, they're not going to stop. You entertain it at all, it's not going to end. So... I'd say it went on for about 30 seconds, like nothing too serious. And then Big J, one of our night managers, it's like, so you guys want to order some food, or you guys want to go home? I'm like, alright, sorry. So then the kids at the front, you know, start taking it seriously and start ordering their tacos and burritos. But Dylan is still being a little jokester. Dylan doesn't care about their food. And... he's like yelling, and he's like, yeah, yeah, like just making these weird sounds. And I hear him going, yo, Dylan, be quiet. And these kids in the front keep trying to order, and Dylan just keeps being so obnoxious. And it's like, oh yeah, I love Burrito Horde, let's get some lettuce, let's get some tomato. And now the kids in the front start getting here, like, Dylan, shut up, we're trying to order. And now it's been like a couple minutes. Now, thankfully they weren't holding anybody up, but still, it's going to mess up the service times. So finally, they get through their order, they get to the window and they pay. And Dylan is still yelling all this random nonsensical gobbledygook. And both the guy and the girl up front, they turn around and they give him this death glare and they go, Dylan! Shut the fuck up! You're gonna get us kicked out again. Now, he stopped for about 30 seconds, and then he just kept going. And they're just going back, and I don't know if he was drunk. He didn't sound drunk, but I don't know what was wrong with this kid. And this girl in the front who was driving just keeps giving him these death glares back. And at this point, we're already making their food, so We didn't like tell him to leave or anything, like we just dealt with it. And as they're driving away, I hear a guy scream at the top of his lungs, "Dylan!" So yeah, hopefully, I hope what happened is at some point they like told him something was wrong with the car to go check the back, and he gets out and they just drive off. He'll learn, one way or another. So just don't be a Dylan. Nobody wants to be a Squidward, and nobody wants to be a Dylan, so... just be like a... well, not a Robert. Robert is kind of neutral. Be like a Mark. I feel like people that are named Mark are pretty cool, pretty chill. So be a Mark in a world of Dylans. Or Dominic. Dominic's another kind of iffy one. If you are any of these names, if your name is Dylan or if your name is Dominic, I have a challenge for you. I want you to break the mold. I want you to be the best Dylan that you could possibly be. I want you to prove to the world that not all Dylans are bad. Get out there and be the best, most awesome Dylan that you can. You can do it. I believe in you. No, wasted the color cloud on a statue. Well, at least we're on the final bug. While we're on the subject of kids, so there was this one kid in my choir class, and I kid you not, his name was Dominic. And he was a big troublemaker. He was about 5 foot, black hair. That's about all I remember about him physically. So Dominic, one day, we're in the middle of class, you know, just singing. And out of nowhere, for no reason, after we finish the song, he just screams at the top of his lungs, "Vagina!" And, you know, a couple people start giggling, but most people just kind of rolled their eyes. Now, our teacher didn't send him to the office. She just kind of gave him one of those, "Are you really serious right now?" kind of looks. That was just one day. Like, every day. Now, most of the time, it was just, like, stupid jokes. Like, it was never anything major. But there was one time he took it a bit far. He was staring at another classmate's bottom. And that was enough for the teacher to be like, "Alright, we're going to the principal. Detention for you." His main thing is he would always disrupt class. For no... well, I don't know if he was mad or if he thought it was a joke. I really don't know why he kept doing it. But this one particular day, class was almost over. Now, my middle school kind of switched it up. So some years we had choir at the beginning of the day, and some years we had choir at the end of the day. This was one of those times we had choir at the end of the day. It was our last period. And Dominic's being a real nuisance. He's being loud, he's not listening to the teacher. And she's like, "Listen, we got 2 minutes before class is over. Don't make me have to send you to the principal 2 minutes before the day's over. Let's just relax. Let's just go home and, like, be cool." And he just goes, "Oh, God fucking damn it." And we're all like, "Ooh, he said it." And she just says it right back. She goes, "Oh, God effing damn it. Alright, you're going to the office." And he goes, "No, I ain't." And he runs out of the room. And everyone's like, "Aren't you going to chase him?" She's like, "Where do you think he's going to be tomorrow?" Because obviously he's coming back to school. So yeah, I imagine the next day they yoinked him and gave him detention or something. Now, one time, this took place in the place you would least expect it. This took place in driver's ed, my senior year of high school. So my senior year of high school, I took driver's ed, and I learned how to get behind the wheel. The first thing you do is you floor it, obviously. So we're in class, and we're learning about, I don't know, how to turn or something. And the teacher, he hands out this yellow piece of paper to the person in the front of my row. And the person in the front passes it to the person behind them. And then they pass it back, and it gets to me, and it's a detention slip. And for some reason, I thought I was the one that got detention. I didn't bother to, like, look at the slip or anything. And I'm confused, because, like, I've just been sitting here listening to the lecture. Like, what did I do? I thought, like, oh, maybe I must have caught the teacher on a bad day or something. Like, I dropped my pencil and now he's mad. So for some reason, I just jumped to conclusions. Well, it turns out it wasn't for me. It was for the girl behind me. And later, you know, I come up to the teacher and I'm like, hey, did I get detention? He's like, no, that was for the girl. And the reason was, apparently she was on her phone. Now, the first day of my senior year of high school, I actually missed the first day of driver's ed. And because driver's ed, I had a different building, and the rest of my classes was another building. So on the first day, I accidentally went to the wrong campus. And so I missed, like, the syllabus, but apparently he's very anal about having your phone in class. Like, you take out your phone, I'm gonna give you a disease. Like, he is very anti-cell phone in class. So I'm guessing she must have pulled it out at some point and he saw it. And then I look at the paper and, like, her name's at the bottom, like, oh. He's like, it's alright, just get out of here. So I don't know if he issued, like, another detention slip the next day, or I might have just saved somebody an after-school sentence. So what I'm trying to say is, she escaped detention in the halls. So, hopefully good karma comes my way sooner or later. For my good deed. Oh. I was hoping to do better with that ball. Ooh, get the German Shepherd. Ooh, he gave us a Scorpion. Nice. So another story about the drive-thru. I know we're kind of jumping all over the place, but that's how my brain works. So, there's this lady, and, you know, Burrito Horn, we have our famous Dorito Shell Taco. But the abbreviation is DLT. It's a Doritos Locos Taco. That's its full name. But so many people just call it Dorito Taco or Nacho Cheese Taco. We don't really say DLT at all. And she's like, so that DLT, like, is that nachos? Because I don't want any nachos. And I explained to her, like, no, that's just our Dorito Taco. She goes, oh, okay. Now, on the register, when you ring up a Dorito Taco, it says DLT. And she's like, no, I didn't say the nachos. I just want a taco. And I'm confused for a bit. And I'm like, no, it's just the shell. The shell's a Dorito. But it's not actually chips, it's a taco. But she keeps saying, like, no, it's nacho. And then I put two and two together. And I'm like, no, that's the flavor. Because a long time ago, they used to have Cool Ranch Dorito shells. But now it's just the nacho cheese one, the red bag. So I'm like, no, that's just the flavor. The flavor of the shell is nacho cheese. But it's a taco. It's not actually a type of nacho. But for some reason, like, she either didn't believe me or she was very, very confused. She's like, so on the picture, it's a taco. This Dorito taco. But I'm not wanting those nachos. And I'm trying to explain that, like, nacho is just in the name. It's not actually, like, it's a taco. So I say, like, no, it looks like the picture. It's not tacos. Now, this whole time, my coworkers and managers are losing their shit because they're very annoyed by her. Herbmaster takes off his headset and, like, throws it on the ground. Big J is, like, banging on the counter. And Mimosa looks like she just wants to be done with life. Like, she just wants to go to heaven. Now, I don't know why, but I just have a lot more patience than the average human being. Like, stuff like that just doesn't really annoy me. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really affect me negatively. Like, if someone threatens me or, like, does something crazy, that's a different story. But here, like, it's just passive ignorance. To me, that's not that big of a deal. So finally, she gets to the window, and we have to, like, take it out and show her, like, hey, look, this is your nacho cheese Dorito taco. And she goes, oh, okay. And everyone's like, Matt, do you, like, not get frustrated at all? Like, how? Now, very seldomly do I, like, freak out or swear at work. That happens occasionally, but not often. So we have these new birthday cake churros for our restaurant's anniversary, and you fry them in this huge basket. It takes up a whole fryer. We have a dual fryer, and in each dual part, you can fit 2 baskets. But this big basket takes up both the slots. So we get busy, and we're trying to fry all this food, but we have no room for more baskets. And it's kind of a rush, so I freaked out just a little bit. And I was like, oh, fuck. Now, apparently Mimosa had never heard me drop the F-bomb before, and she just starts laughing her ass off. I'm like, what? What'd I do? And she goes, did you just say fuck? And one of the other managers was like, he says that all the time. Where have you been, Mimosa? So, for some reason, like, all my coworkers, they're, like, impressed by my level-headedness. And I swear it's like a Make-A-Wish Foundation wish. They're like, you know what? Just one time I want to see Matt crash out. I will die a happy man. And I kind of get it, though. That'd be funny. Someday. Someday, but not today. And I gotta have a really bad day for me to, like, not be in a good mood. It takes a lot to rattle me. Alright, everybody stop. Everybody just stop what they're doing. So I can castrate you. We're getting rid of the balls. We're gonna wipe out this whole species. Later, we're gonna go find the mummy. We're gonna go find some buried treasure. But then we're gonna die trying to get the treasure. Maybe meet a hot librarian along the way. I don't know why I said that, just felt natural. Give me that moolah. Cha-ching ba-bling. You know who it was? My brother. My brother got me sick. You know, I honestly don't try anymore, because we all live together. Like, if one person's sick, I just accept it. Like, at first, we tried to avoid each other. Like, we coordinated bathroom times, we stayed away from each other, but without fail, the sickness creeps in. So at this point, it's like, alright, you're sick, alright, you go these couple days, I'll go these next couple days. And it's like, alright, whose turn is it with the flu or whatever? Keith did his sentence. I did my sentence, so my dad's probably next. Wait, 2 Nile levels? I didn't know when you went to medium difficulty they had more than one, like, special level. Okay, if I must cross the Nile twice, I'll cross denial twice. If I can do it twice, I can do it thrice. So, Herbmaster, one of the night managers, got into a bit of an argument with his girlfriend. Let's call his girlfriend... it's hard for all these aliases to keep track of them. Morgan? No, not Morgan. Let's go with Michelle. So, Michelle here was upset with Herbmaster because he doesn't write her notes. So, you know, women are very romantic. They like to get love letters and read novels like, oh, why don't you ever write me any letters? And he's like, Michelle, I'm a guy. I do not write letters. I buy you stuff. That's our agreement. I buy you the paper for the letters. And then they got in this whole argument about that. Seems like there's a lot of arguing when it comes to not just like romantic relationships, but like any kind of human relationship. Like, there's always those arguments that just spawn out of nowhere, and then it turns into a bonfire. Red? What am I gonna do with this red? What do we do with that? I got greedy. I thought I could snipe it. Ooh. Crossing this river is quite difficult. Okay, clear a path. Now, there we go. And then recently there was a new argument because apparently she was texting some dude. So let's hopefully that gets resolved. Now, I'm not quite sure what it was. It wasn't a Bible, but it was about Jesus. This woman in the drive-thru hands me like this pamphlet. It's like, oh, God bless you, sir. Have a great day. I don't know. It was a very interesting turn that workday took. Alright, need blue. 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 Thank you. Alright, green. Or, nope, that'll work. Alright. Just need to get lucky with my colors here. I did not get lucky with my colors. Yeah. Alright, wait for it. Wait for it. And now. He got squished. We crossed the Nile twice. Precious cargo. Well, what is it? Is it Marcellus Wallace's soul? Is it $1 million? Is it snails? Is it escargot? Like, I need to know what we're transporting here. Can't just leave me in the dark like this. What's wrong with you? See, I missed. That's how mystified I am. You made me miss. So, I might have told the story before. I can't remember, so I'm just gonna say it again. So, one Sunday, it was more than just your average dinner rush. We got bent over and we got smacked by Baldi's ruler. we got absolutely paddle whapped. So it was just order after order after order, like 3 hours straight. Everybody wants burrito. And there's some big orders too. And we got some dual orders, like people doing 2 separate orders. And we also had a lot of people in the lobby. This restaurant was backed up like 25 minutes. And eventually I gotta be like the hostess. We gotta start telling people like, hey, it's gotta be like a 15 to 20 minute wait for food. And most people, they didn't care. But in fact, one person got to the speaker and she was like, well, I guess I'm stuck here, so I might as well wait. No, you're not stuck there. You can drive around. You're not trapped in the line. She's like, well, I made my bed. You know, it's time to sleep in it. I think the average time per car that day was about 7 minutes, if not more. And, in the midst of this big rush, my boss's boss calls the store and wanted us to send 2 people home because apparently the day before we had blown labor. And we're like, yeah, that crap's not happening. We have several pages of orders on our screen, and we can't. And we're still kind of feeling the effects. We're still kind of over on labor. So we've had the cut hour here and there. Now, after this busy day, after it finally dies down, you know, the nighttime starts, I did something kind of messed up. I don't know why I did this. Well, actually, I do know why I did this. My dad was wanting me to do an April Fool's prank on the store. Now, as I've mentioned before, we are currently in a core window, so we're going to get audited sometime soon. Now, I don't know if this window goes to April. I don't think it does. My dad's like, oh, come on, pull a prank. It'll be so funny. So I decide, yeah, I'm going to do that. So what I did was, it was me, Mimosa, and Apple. And they're in the back breaking down some cardboard boxes. And one of the managers comes in to start a shift. And I have an idea. I go over there. I'm like, oh, hey, Core showed up. They're here. And Mimosa looked at me like she just shit her pants. She's like, you're joking, right? Like, no, get it together. They're here. We got to get ready. And she starts, like, hyperventilating, freaking out. And then the Herb Master walks like, oh, hey, it's just him. And she immediately blamed other people. She's like, okay, who did it? Who put him up to that? And I go, no, it was me. And she stances up, which is really funny because she's about 5'1". She kind of, like, makes some muscles with her arms. But it looks like a chihuahua. And she goes, Matt, I'm going to kill you. She's like, please do not ever do that again. You scared the crap out of me. But then afterwards, we all kind of just laughed it off. But then, like, 15 minutes later, she left. And I kind of felt bad. I was like, man, that was kind of messed up. So then a few days later, I closed with Mimosa. And I had some leftover Uncrustables. Now, she goes crazy for those Uncrusties. And I gotta admit, they're pretty good. So, like, hey, you know, sorry about that. Here's an Uncrusty. So, yeah, we good. Alright, we got about a minute left. We can do this. Oop, the best power-up in the game. Everything's sorted. It's gonna be a lot easier to... Oh, well. Oh, it has a limit? I thought it did everything. I guess It only sorts a little bit, I guess. Well, that's a bunch of baloney. It's not even baloney, it's off-brand Walmart baloney. So my brother recently had his birthday party. Happy 12, by the way. And we went to this place. It's like Chuck E. Cheese or Dave & Buster's, but huge. It used to be a Walmart or a Sam's Club. And it got repurposed into this, like, fun play area. Now, apparently a few years ago it got shot up. But I guess people forgave it because the place was pretty populated. Now, for some reason, all of my brother's friends, half of the parents smelled like weed. Like, so maybe they were pre-gaming or something. And with that, Stage 5 is complete. Well, almost complete. We gotta do one little bonus level. Alright. Everybody ready? Okay. Kill all the bugs! You die. You die. You dead. You deceased. You're a goner. You're done for. You're toast. Aw, you're cooked. You croaked. You cease to exist. See you in hell. See you in heaven. See you in purgatory. Oh, no, I'll see you in purgatory. See you in Valhalla. You're going to Rome. You, death. You live. You go ahead. But you die. Nope. Denied. You become the immediate past present of the Being Alive Club. Alright, and that is another stage complete. Well, you know what else is complete? This video. So, as always, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And everybody, just do me a little favor. Have yourselves a great day.